Hey everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Today's beer, guys, we done this. This is Toppling Goliath's King Sue Double IPA, and they're considering a New England style IPA. This was sent to me by Maverick, and guys, I reviewed this March of 2018. It was in the bottle then. Now they're canning it. They don't put the ABV on the can, and it changes from year to year, and I wish they would. It does have the package date of 2/28/19, and they say best by 6/28/19. So it looks like they're giving it a 4-month shelf life. But it doesn't have the ABV on there, and I wish it did. They need to do that. Maybe they want to use these cans over and over and over and over again, so I'm not sure. And this looks like it's a printed up can. So to me, they could save money if they just did a plain Jane silver can and put a stick-on label, wrap around label on it, like a bottle has on it, and put the ABV on it. I would like to see that, because when you go to Beer Advocate, they have the bottle shown here because they don't differentiate between years at Beer Advocate. They just throw them all in the same category, and it has it listed as 8%. This is the 2019 edition, and it's 7.8%. These guys are over in Iowa. Untapped has the 2019 listed, and the picture showed the canned version. They're saying it's 100 IBUs, so they've got the ABV and the IBUs probably off their website, because it's not written on the can anywhere. But Maverick sent this to me, so I do appreciate it, Maverick. Thanks a bunch, my friend. I do appreciate all the beers that are sent to me. So, like I said, a little over a year ago when I had the last one in the bottle, so I am glad they are canning it now. A little mini keg here, guys. No light can get to it, so that's a good thing for us. Commercial description here on Untapped says, with a ferocious bite that will make sure all learn to toe the line. This Citra Hop Double IPA will make followers cheer and enemies crumble. But don't take this beer lightly. When King Sue is on the rampage, nothing will stand in its way. And according to the note here that Maverick sent, it says the beer is incredibly sought after here, where he's at. As Toppling Goliath just got here 9 or 10 days ago from when he sent it to me. And he said he saved one just for me, and he heard it's a lot like the one I had a year ago. So if I were, and I didn't go back and look at the review, guys, but I'm pretty sure I gave it a pretty good grade. If it's a New England style beer and they've done it in that style and it is a representation of that style, hopefully it's going to be good. Like I said, I didn't go back and look, so that is all we need to talk about. So let's get this thing popped open. It is a big 16-ounce can, and get it into the glass. It's not as hazy as it could be, but we might have had some settling going on in there, so we will try to get it shook up and get to, if there is any settling going on in here, and get it into the glass where it's fairly cloudier than it is now. Maybe it is cloudy, but it's not super cloudy coming out of the can. But we'll get the last little pour in there before we go off camera. About a finger and a half of head on that. It does looks very similar or reminiscent of a New England style. There is some sediment floating around in it. I would say it's an unfiltered beer for sure. So let's get it to the nose, see what we got. Big time citrusy notes on this beer. Big time. Hints of grapefruit and pine. Maybe a little bit of oranges in there, tangerines. does have a nice tropical fruit note to it. So good looking beer. But like I said, it does have some floaties floating around in there, but you will get that from an unfiltered beer a lot of times. So looks pretty good. See a lot of white specks on the side of the glass here. So definitely an unfiltered beer, guys. And down here in the bottom part, I can see it where it's starting to settle down in there just a little bit. So if you're scared of the junk in the trunk, this one might scare you. So let's get it to the lips and see what it tastes like, guys. Cheers, everybody. Thank you, Maverick. Cheers. Awesome aroma. Very citrusy. Does have a nice bite to it with 100 IBUs. Alcohol seems to be very well hidden. A very, very tasty beer. That is very tasty. It is very, very tasty. Nice citrusy notes. Big time citrusy notes. On the nose and on the taste. Very pleasant. Very, very pleasant, guys. So we're going to try to get the back end in here. You can see a whole lot of chunkiness coming out of the bottom of that can. Definitely, most definitely an unfiltered beer. And it did cloud up quite a bit. So we got some settling going on with what's in the can here. It did cloud up. Now it looks like orange juice in the glass here, guys. It looks really like a glass of orange juice. So got some settling going on, especially with the chunks if it's in the can here from being unfiltered. A lot of settling going on. So try to get the whole thing in there. In your glass if you can, because it's going to change the appearance and probably change the taste a little bit. So it's right out of the fridge. Let's sip on it and see what we end up with. Alright, guys, I'm back. Been sipping on it for a while now. Very tasty beer, guys. Definitely worth picking up and buying if you can get your hands on it. The only fuss I got about it is not having the ABV on the front of it. This could probably be a 10 beer if it had the ABV written on it. I want to know what I'm buying when I purchase a beer. Doesn't seem to be too unreasonable for me to ask. I understand they don't want to put the IBUs on there, so be it. We can live with that. But they're going to the extent of dating it. Maybe they can put the ABV on the bottom with the date if they don't want to print it on the can. So if they want to use these cans over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, put that on there. Instead of having the best buy date, go ahead and put the ABV. Anybody that's drinking an IPA knows it's got basically a 3-month shelf life. And they're giving it a 4, which is pushing it a little bit, but yeah, they're wanting to sell beers. I understand that. But it needs to have the ABV on it, guys. Just my opinion, though. A lot of floaties, a lot of stuff floating around in there. Not going to hurt you, especially on a fresh beer like that. Now, if you get a beer like this that's a year old, that's more than likely, instead of being hop particles or something like that in there where it's unfiltered, it's probably the hops that have coagulated and settled out of the beer and to the bottom. So you want to drink these styles of beers fresher you can get them. So the fresher it is, the tastier it's going to be in this style. Yeah. It is what it is. Final chug. Very tasty beer, guys. I think it would be a 10 beer if it had an ABV on the can. So I'm going to give it a 98 because it does not. It is a very tasty beer. I am glad they are canning their stuff and they are dating their stuff. Very, very nice. Put the ABV on it, guys. Get to 10. That's all it's going to take. Very nice beer. You ought to pick it up and give it a try if you can get a fresh one. If you like this style of beer, if you're a hophead and like unfiltered New England style, cloudy, orange juice looking beer, fits the style very well. Very nice. Toppling Goliath. Tasty beer, guys. Tasty beer. Alright, let's get over to Beer Advocate, and they say 4.61. Outstanding numbers from those guys. They say it's world class. I'm not going to argue with that a bit. It is. And for final check-in, we run over to Untapped. Untapped has it at 4.42. Also in their A category. Not the best numbers from those guys over there, but I would agree it is an A, almost a plus beer. Kicking the door to be an A plus beer. So if they decide to put the ABV on it, I'll probably redo it or re-review it if I can get my hands on one. It's not distributed around here anywhere, guys, so I don't know how far the distribution is for these guys, being in Iowa. So Maverick, once again, thanks so much for sending it to me. Guys, if you've had the canned version, the 2019 edition of King Sue, let me know what you think. Till we meet again, let's go see what's in the fridge.